Hello and welcome to a special 10-minute edition of Maddie Allin Live. I'm your host, Maddie Allin, mental health and programmable money advocate. And I'm here to talk to you today about a slight variation on one of our favorite quotes from Richard Hart, founder of Hex, who said, "Bring your heroes here to die." Well, our heroes, anybody's heroes, they stopped showing up, right? Because he was beating them so badly in debates, right? And Richard was exposing the whole cryptocurrency world for what it is, which is a bunch of lies, right? And that's why he created Hex, which is a better version of Bitcoin. You can see my other videos to understand that. Today, we're going to be doing a segment called YouTube, Bring Your Heroes Here to Lie. Because all I see when I look at the crypto news today are people who report the crypto news telling lies about why the price of ETH and the cryptocurrency markets dropped. And so I figured, well, I'm doing already a couple of shows today. Why not throw in a third one, 10 minutes right before we hear a legendary show from the Crypto Sparbach channel interviewing the creator, founder and CEO and creator of the Staker app, which I have a link to right here on the QR code. It's often changing colors here. I can never keep track of what color it is, but it all goes to the same place. Allows you to download the newest version of the Staker app, which at times will distribute a $60 wallet that enables some new features that aren't available in other crypto, such as social recovery. They'll speak a lot about that later today. I wanted to get to the chart. I'm not a chart guy. I'm not a trader. I don't betray anybody. But the lies that I've been seeing today, they just overwhelmed me, right? Because I think a lot of influencers out there, they're saying, oh, the reason that ETH dropped down to $700 from $1,900 on Kraken, which is an exchange, the USDC pair dropped that much. The reason is because, the Chinese New Year holiday is over, and so people came back to the market. I saw another reporter say something about how Elon Musk tweeted about Bitcoin and how it's not that much better than paper money. Well, guess what? That tweet was from several days ago while the price of Bitcoin was still pumping to all-time highs. So I'm pretty sure also in China that people don't have Twitter and they can log in and see what Elon Musk said. All right. Maybe they do. I'm not sure. The point is, this is what I like to call a scam Wick. And by scam, I mean the exchanges that most crypto news channels promote. They promote margin trading. They promote going long. They can't even stop themselves from telling you how Bitcoin's going to go up and down and all around, and getting all of your dopamine neurons primed to get that great hit of dopamine and serotonin whenever you start gambling away your family's fortune or even your hard-earned dollars, right? Your hard-earned Satoshis. Well, guess what? Hex was designed to stop people from trading against themselves and against each other in a zero-sum game of the futures market. And the reason why you may not have heard of Hex before is because Hex doesn't pay any money to exchanges. Hex operates on decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, 1inch, all those places that give their users money because they're swimming in so much money, even though they're not wrecking people, right? It's a decentralized exchange. It's an actual competitive marketplace where centralized powers haven't yet grabbed hold of them, right? And so right? So like centralized entities that run exchanges that do things like this, they crash the entire long side of the order book, right? Everybody who is long ETH, because ETH is so useful, right? ETH is so good for building on, right? There's the most development. Hex has its security based on Ethereum because Ethereum is a very good and secure crypto, right? Well, I'll tell you something that they're not telling you, and it's that, look, they did this back, right, whenever the pandemic was happening, right? They scam wicked down to the lowest low that Bitcoin had seen in the last couple of years, right? And then Bitcoin went from $3,000 all the way up to what, $57,000, without any of those people who had been long before that scam wick down, right? And so what these exchanges are doing is they're literally stealing people's money who are making correct bets. They're rigging the system just like they rigged the stock market, just like Wall Street bets. And either the people who are reporting on the crypto markets, either they're being fed lies, or they're stupid, or they're doing it on purpose. But either way, I'm new at this and I can pick up on these patterns, right? And so I'm highly suspicious, and I do believe that if you have heroes that don't include Richard Hart, or people who don't speak about Hex, or people who say bad things about Hex, you should be very suspicious of those people, especially if you go to their channel today and they're trying to tell you, they're trying to force feed you some lies about why the market dipped today. Let me tell you what's going to happen. In my opinion, not financial advice, this is free speech, right? Well, I don't know what's going to happen, but what I'm suspicious of is this was to liquidate longs and then leave the market a little bit low, so everybody who's just holding ETH will dump it because they're scared. They think it's going to go down more because, oh my gosh, it fell all the way down to $700 today. Like, it could do that again. Maybe that's where it's going, right? Whenever the exchanges, they could wick it down and then buy it right back up. They could have their order set. They could see the entire order book. So they could see everybody who has limit orders set, and they could calculate that against the cost of, or against the gain of being able to liquidate everybody who has a long position. And they could say, oh yeah, we're going to take, like, everybody who's long, we're going to take all your money. And, it's only going to cost us this amount of money for people who will be able to buy a little bit of ETH at lower prices, and they could calculate that ahead of time, right? So that sickens me. That makes me upset. That makes me do a 10-minute rant about how your heroes and gurus and influencers, they're lying to you if they do not bring this story to you today, or if they bring you a different story, right? Inexcusable. I couldn't help myself, right? This tells me they're going to wait until they shake out a few more hands. Crypto markets are transparent, so they can see if a bunch of people start buying, they're going to buy in no matter what happens. This indicates to me that some people might be trying to play a game where they get their longs in at a preferential price, the people who control the exchanges, and then they can keep pumping ETH to much higher prices. I have a problem holding on to ETH. Like, it's not a big part of my portfolio. I'm not going to put a bunch of money into it now just because I already hold a superior asset of Hex, which I know Hex is going to pay me interest because it's a CD. It's a certificate of deposit on the blockchain that pays me longer the longer I lock my coins, and that allows a high interest rate to be paid to me, and allows even the price of Hex to go up, especially when people aren't selling, because they have locked their coins too. And so it's a dynamic system, and it looks very good in the long term. even during a bear market, if the USD price of Hex slips, the price of gaining a share of the compound interest in Hex, that price never goes down. It continues to go up because it's programmed by the math of the smart contract that is immutable, because it's not enforced by consensus code. It's not enforced. The actual which version is run is not enforced by mining, although mining on the Ethereum network makes sure that there are no double spends in Hex. And so it looks like it's about time for us to go and check out the show that's coming up right after me. I promised this it would only be 10 minutes. My point here is go ahead and look into Hex, download the Staker app with my QR code there, and get ready for an amazing show from Crypto Sparbach. This is the Hex Germany syndicate, and they will be interviewing the founder of Staker app. And so let me go ahead and run an ad here while we, they definitely took out a long first. Don't stable up, hex it up, earn that interest. That's right. Yeah. I think ETH is going to go higher. But I don't think that, I think they're just shaking out weak hands, and I think they're setting themselves up to benefit more. Mass liquidations. Yeah. Free money. So let's see. Let me run an ad here, and then I'll get you the link to switch over to the next program. And then I'll be back later on today. All right, everybody. I'm already watching Crypto Sparbach with Steph over here and Hex Lion. So go ahead, click the link here. Make sure to join. It's going to be an awesome talk. I'm really excited. Let's go ahead and rate him over there on YouTube, Crypto Sparbach. And I'll see you later on today. Thanks, everybody.